Yeah, that's right. What's up, y'all? Saul here. Welcome back to my story mode. So, at the time of this recording, it is officially November, which means we are within prime time for a brand new Nintendo Direct at some point in the future. Now, before this video comes out, it is actually November 2nd. So, on the very off chance that a Direct gets announced or released before this video, if it gets released, I'm not going to put this video out. But if it gets announced, just know that it was inevitable. We were going to get it at some point in the future soon. However, I highly doubt that by the time you guys see this video, we'll have a Direct announced. The reason that I doubt a Direct will be announced this week is because we are getting Mario and Luigi Brothership this week, and they want to focus on advertising and promoting the release for that. Mario is their boy. That's their flagship. That's their man's, okay? They're not going to put anything in front of him to interrupt any possible hype surrounding that game right now. Of course, it's not like it's going to completely dwindle the sales or anything like that, but I'm sure that they would want us to have all of our attention and focus on Mario and Luigi Brothership right now. Let us play that over the weekend. We'll probably all beat it at some point during the weekend. I know I certainly will. And then we'll probably get our announcement the week after, the week following. With that being said, it is now a rush job because I have a lot to talk about in terms of what I would like to see coming from this next Nintendo Direct. Of course, please know that these are all just simply hopes and wishes, not really predictions. You know, there's a couple of predictions, things that I predict may or may not come, we'll see what happens, but for the most part, it is just hopes and wishes. Things that I would enjoy seeing, would like to see, or would not mind seeing in the upcoming Nintendo Direct. However, there is one very mandatory thing on this list that I don't think that we can avoid anymore. We'll get to that right at the end. With that being said, I think I have yammered on enough. Let's go ahead and talk about some things that I would like to see going into this next Nintendo Direct. Dog. Oh, here we go. I realize I haven't been wearing my wristbands in the last couple of videos. Here they are. To kick things off here, I've written down two separate lists. One of these lists has a bunch of things that we've talked about a million times before and things that we just blatantly expect at this point at some time in the future. We're gonna go ahead and get started with that one. And obviously the first thing on that list is a Kid Icarus Uprising port. With all of the Mario RPG ports and a brand new Mario game, but on top of everything else, we are getting Xenoblade Chronicles X in March, as of confirmed a couple of days ago. There's no way in hell they are ignoring our plights and our pleads to get Kid Icarus Uprising. Again, one of the best 3DS games that we have ever played. I know you enjoyed it, I know I enjoyed it. It's time for Kid Icarus Uprising to get its just desserts, and that absolutely means a port for the game to give people a real chance to check this game out. Because the thing about the 3DS, right, is that it reached pretty much everybody. There was rarely a child on this planet that was my age that did not have a 3DS at some point in their lives, or, eventually. The thing about that, though, is that it gave a lot of people a lot of options, and it was very easy for a lot of people to overlook Kid Icarus Uprising. Now, this is not me saying that Kid Icarus Uprising is by any means a failure. Selling anything over 1 million copies is a pretty solid amount, I would say. I feel like it's safe to say that enough people have been exposed to the new, more modern era or version at that time of Kid Icarus Uprising, or at least the Kid Icarus franchise. That being said, though, the more people got exposed to him as a character in Smash, him, Palutena, Dark Pit, now we have more grounds than ever to truly believe that these characters could do very, very well in their own game again if we were to get a re-release of said game. Get people to want to know these characters. That's exactly how you got me into a lot of other franchises. And I think that the same thing definitely happened or could happen again with Kid Icarus. I would love to see a sequel, but first things first, let's go ahead and get that port underway so that nobody's left behind if we do eventually get a sequel. Because that game is absolutely incredible. It's super unique. The mechanics are super fun, and it's just an awesome good time overall. Great story, phenomenal characters. It's awesome, man. It is easily one of Nintendo's most underrated series, and I feel like it should get more of a series. And I think the best way to do that is to truly let us prove it to you guys by giving us this game ported on the Switch and letting us enjoy it. Because I'm telling you right now, you will get a good pullback from that. Just putting it out there. After that, of course, another extremely obvious one that we just need to get out of the way right now is the Twilight Princess and Wind Waker ports. There's just No way in hell. They don't know. They know. They're fully aware. Those games have been begged for the last 8 years straight. There's no way they're ignoring that. They're coming. I just don't know if they're coming this time around, but we are so late into the Switch's lifetime now that I'm starting to believe that they're probably saving it for the end, just so that when we do move on to the next console, we're not thinking about it too hard. Or maybe they're saving it for the next console. I don't know. But if there's any time to port those games over, it would definitely be at the very end of the Switch's life cycle, when you're starting to treat it more like a glorified port machine. You know what I'm saying? With Xenoblade Chronicles X as definitive proof, there's just no way that they're not recognizing that people want those games ported again, and will support those games ported again if they were to do it. So, just putting it out there, would love to see those games ported again. We've talked about them enough. The next thing that I would love to see, this one's not too out there because we already know about it, but I think it's time we see another little glimpse of Metroid Prime 4. I think that that's a fair ask, considering the fact that we waited 7 to 8 years to get any confirmation that this game was still even coming to us. We waited so long to even get anything for Metroid Prime 4. We finally got that glimpse. It looks great. It looks awesome. We barely have a minute of gameplay. It's time to show off a couple of new things, get people hyped up for when it eventually comes out. Maybe early, maybe mid 2025, possibly late 2025. I don't care. It's time to see that. Also, I'm pretty sure it's time for us to get the ports for Metroid Prime 2 and 3, same way you did it for Metroid Prime 1. Okay? Just putting it out there, we gotta catch up on our Metroid Primes so that nobody's confused when we go ahead and hop right into Metroid Prime 4, because it's the 4th game. There's no way you're expecting people to just hop into that and be hunky-dory with the fact that it is just straight up the 4th game and we have no lore or knowledge outside of the people that have played the original games all the way back on the GameCube. It's time. It's time, or I guess the Wii, you know what I'm saying? But regardless, you get what I'm getting at. It's time for those remasters, and it's time for another glimpse at Metroid Prime 4. Now we're going to start getting a little more unrealistic here. The next thing that I would love to see is a segment of Sakurai talking about whatever his new project is. I will hear that man talk to till the cows come home, okay? And he recently announced at the end of his project, which was his YouTube channel, that he does have, something in motion for a new game. I want something. I want a glimpse. I want an idea. Maybe even if it's just a title, right? If it's a Kirby title, if it's Kid Icarus, if it's a new Kid Icarus, I'm not even going to put my hopes out for a new Smash, because I don't even think he wants to work on that right now, and I would not blame him, considering how long he spent doing work for Smash Ultimate and Smash in general for this franchise. So yeah, I'm not even going to put my hopes out there for a new Smash, but I would love to see whatever Sakurai's new project is. I did talk about this recently, but if he's cooking something, would love to see that. Give us something to work with, man. And now, of course, the things that I'm kind of wanting and kind of expecting. Firstly, some kind of DLC for Mario Wonder. Why has Mario Wonder been completely just ignored? It got released and then that was it. And I get it, like, you guys let them go from start to finish, getting creative as they could with this game to, like, let them have that complete freedom, and when they were done with the game is when you decided to put it out. Cool, awesome, great. There's no way in hell you're gonna sit there and tell me that Super Mario Bros. U is deserving of more love, content, and DLC than Super Mario Bros. Wonder, because Wonder is an incredible game that is simply too short. We need a new world, we need some badges, maybe a couple of more unique characters, let us play as Bowser for a couple of levels. I don't know, man, just something. I feel like we could do a little bit of something with Wonder. There's no reason as to why that game should just be completely kaput, because I'm telling you right now, I haven't seen a single person talk about Mario Wonder the week after it was done. That was just it. That's absolutely insane to me, that this game is just ignored. So I feel like we're probably gonna get some DLC, but I could be wrong. It has been a minute now, and we do have a whole new Mario game coming out, so I don't know. But I don't know, we'll see what happens. Maybe they'll be focusing a lot on Mario, especially after the release of a brand new Mario game. We might get some more Mario love in this next Direct, so we'll see what happens. And speaking of Mario and Luigi Brothership, by the time that we get that Direct, let's be completely honest here, a lot of us will have beaten Mario and Luigi Brothership. And so I would definitely love to see that we still have more content incoming, maybe some challenge packs or something, just a little bit of a DLC, maybe an update or two, I don't know. I'm just saying, y'all, if there's any time to announce DLC or extra content, it's for a brand new game. It's a week after its release when people are still fresh off of it and they're still thinking about it. And then you put that in their heads like, yep, you've still got more incoming. We're going to be like, oh, awesome, great. We are 100% there. Just saying, y'all. I would definitely be there, but maybe that's just me. We're not ending the video, but I'm just saying. So that's it for like the general, somewhat semi-expected stuff. Now, let's get into the brand new, like, unheard of stuff. Starting with a new Fire Emblem game. Don't care if it's a remake, don't care if it's a brand new game, we need new Fire Emblem content yesterday, bro. It has been an absurd amount of time now since Fire Emblem Engage. It's been a full 2 years, and we have heard absolutely nothing. I don't even think I've seen them posting anything about Fire Emblem Heroes, and that's their baby, man. That's their mobile baby. They've been taking care of that game since I've been in high school, and that was a long time ago. I'm gonna tell you to you right now, I'm gonna be completely transparent with y'all. That was a long time ago, man. Fire Emblem Heroes is their baby. I don't even see them talking about that no more. So I think it's more than time for a brand new Fire Emblem game. Maybe they're saving it for the new console. But I mean, I think it's still fair grounds to hear about it. I mean, there's a lot of games out there with trailers and whatnot talking about, kind of like people are speculating that these games are going to be, you know, compatible with both the Nintendo Switch and whatever the new Switch is. I have no doubt in my mind, a lot of us have no doubt in our minds, that a lot of these developers have the new kits already to develop with and work with. They probably had it for a long time now. We're just kind of waiting on the official announcement that, hey, this is coming out and these are all the games that are coming with it. And so I could absolutely see them giving us a situation in which they announce this new Fire Emblem game and they're kind of vague about if it's just going to be on the Nintendo Switch or if it's going to be on the brand new Nintendo successor, which I have no doubt in my mind it's probably going to be on both, because there's no way they're just going to kill off the Switch off rip, right? It's going to become a glorified port machine more than anything, but eventually, like most other consoles do in their, you know, later in their lifetimes, they're going to start transitioning to exclusives. Something the PS5 apparently was never capable of, but regardless of that, you get what I'm getting at. Either way, I don't care if it's a remake of that one game that we talked about beforehand. What is it? It's the, I can't even think of the name right now. I'll Editor Soul will put something on there for you, but regardless, if it's that remake, or if it's a remake of one of the Wii games, you know, maybe get us more accustomed to Ike, maybe Marth. We're missing a couple of things, man. Whatever the case may be, I need more Fire Emblem. Engage was, you know, nice to have, but, you know, it definitely was not the strongest entry, especially coming hot off the heels of something like Three Houses, which gave us so many options and so much replayability. Engage did not have that in the slightest at all. So, yeah, we need a new, true, fresh, real Fire Emblem game. Again, Engage was nice for what it was, but you know, we need bigger and better now, so I'd love to see that. Now this one is overzealous, for sure, especially because it's probably solely because I am still brain rotted right now with the fact that we are getting Xenoblade Chronicles X, but I would like to see if they've got anything cooking for the next major Xenoblade project, because that's the thing, right? I know I'm just being greedy. I know. I understand it. But oh my god, you cannot sit there and tell me that even though the trilogy and potentially X, that might lead into things, I don't know. But the primary trilogy, it is wrapped up. But you're not going to sit there and tell me you also wouldn't want more in that style of world. A completely fresh start. Let people just get into the newer Xenoblade. Like, I would just... Oh, I'm craving more Xenoblade, man. And the only reason I'm not replaying the franchise right now, I'm gonna start soon. The only reason I'm not right now is because I'm still knee deep in Metaphor. One RPG, one super massive, long, lengthy RPG at a time. However, I would love to see if there is anything going on for new Xenoblade projects. Maybe there's not, and that would be totally okay. I'm just greedy right now, and I just want more Xenoblade because I'm so happy that Chronicles X is coming to us in March. But, I mean, come on. To give us the entire trilogy, all three of them having DLCs or, like, completely new storylines added to them, and then, you know, remastering Xenoblade Chronicles X this late, and then putting potential lore in there? y'all gotta have more cooking than you're letting on. I'm just putting it out there, and if you are, would love to see that, because it has been a good. I'm assuming, I don't know how exactly you know, ports work and things like that. If somebody could go ahead and explain it, you know, how long that kind of a situation takes, go ahead. I don't know if it's like the exact team that was building that may also be working on a new Xenoblade game, whatever. Point is, if y'all have something cooking, would love to see it. I want more Xenoblade, and, you know, Chronicles X is going to hold me over for a good minute, but I want to see if there's some new story that we could get into. Just putting that out there. Now, this one is possibly the most ridiculous thing on this list, but maybe also not. I think it's time for a new Mario Kart, right? I'm sure that they're probably going to give us some kind of new Mario Kart at some point in the future. Like, it's inevitable that a new Mario Kart is going to happen. We don't know if it's going to happen at the end of the Switch's life cycle, but it is possible that we might get it for the successor, right? And again, it is also very possible that they might, you know, co-release it on both the regular Switch and the successor. So if they're doing that, I feel like now would be definitely the time to see that, because we have had this DLC in of itself for a good while now. I feel like that's kind of their way of telling us, like, you know, we did our job with this one. We included all these DLC characters, all these brand new tracks and things like that, but it is time to move on to something newer, some new, you know, gimmicks, mechanics, stages, characters. I want more crossover characters too, you know what I'm saying? Like, now here I wrote down, I will be completely honest, I would be okay. I think it would be bearable if y'all decided to just go ahead and give us even more content for Mario Kart 8. But I feel like things would be just a lot better for you to just give us new stuff. You know what I'm saying? But just putting it out there, Kirby would go insane. Kirby would go insane as a character in this, because if there's anybody that I think deserves to have a crossover with Mario Kart specifically, or even Mario Party, Kirby's perfect. I want Kirby in everything, man, and I feel like having Kirby in these games is just, it's not that crazy. I'm just saying. I know he's not canonically a part of the universe, but then again, neither is Link. Neither are the Squid Kids. How in the world did the Squid Kids get a spot in Mario Kart 8 before Kirby did? They gave Kirby his own original kart for a Smash trailer. I'm sick. Regardless, though, I would love to see a new Mario Kart game if it's in development, if it's happening at all. I would love to see it. But if you guys are still working on more DLC, like another pack or something like that for Mario Kart 8, you know what? It's something, and I'll take it. I need new stuff for Mario Kart. But, I mean, y'all did a good job, but that game is hella old, man. So, I don't know. I think it's time for a new Mario Kart, but I don't know. Maybe I could be crazy for that one. Now this one's definitely a little on the overzealous side, but I want another Warriors game for any franchise. I don't care what it is. I don't think we need another Zelda Warriors game. I think the two that we have are perfectly fine. If you guys want to give us another Zelda one, cool. I don't think that we need it, though, considering the fact that even all of the characters and stuff like that that are introduced in Tears of the Kingdom as, like, the newer, like, heads of their respective, like, regions and things like that, they're already present in Age of Calamity and things like that. So I don't think we need another Warriors game for Zelda, but a Warriors game for Mario? A Warriors game for Xenoblade? Hi, sorry, Editor Soul here. Just thought about this while I was editing. Bro, a Kirby Warriors game? Sit there and lie to me. Sit there and tell me that that would not be the most insane thing to ever happen ever. Oh my god. I'm just saying, bro. They could go absolutely crazy on it if they wanted to. Just putting it out there. Alright, sorry. Go ahead, me. I'm just putting it out there, man. Those could go crazy. Buku bananas, man. Even something as insane as, like, a Star Fox Warriors. Maybe not Star Fox. That's super weird. But a Mario or a Xenoblade Warriors game would go absolutely bonkers. Actually, you know what? Even a Pokemon Warriors game, because you know, it is possible that Pokemon's going to be in there too. I've had this, you know, I've refrained from talking about Pokemon on this channel because I already talk about it plenty on my main channel. However, Pokemon is Nintendo too, and if we're talking Nintendo, we can't completely ignore Pokemon. And I'm just saying, if there's any time for us to get a Pokemon spin-off game, it is definitely next year, while we're still awaiting all of the info and things like that when it comes to Pokemon Legends ZA, because that could very well be a holiday release, and we're going to need something in between to hold us over when it comes to Pokemon. The TCG app is not going to hold us forever, just saying. But I'm just a greedy guy. Long and short of it is, if we could get a Warriors game, that would be hella swell. I think we're good on Fire Emblem, and I think we're good on Zelda, but if we could get it for something else, I got it. You're like, I'm first buyer, I promise you. I got you guys. Don't ever worry about that. Don't even trip, dog. And then, of course, the very last thing, the most mandatory thing on this list, y'all have to give us a date for the showcase for the Switch successor. It's been long enough. You guys told us that we would at least see something in regards to the successor at some point in the near future. It's getting to near future considering the fact that it's about to hit the holiday seasons. It is November. We are literally a month away from the end. So if there's any time for us to see anything on this, it is super soon, right? I don't care if the actual showcase in of itself is in January, February, March. I doubt it's going to be in March because that seems extremely late, but then again, that's exactly what you did with the Switch in of itself. So fine, I can live with that. But regardless, we need to see some kind of a trailer. We need to see some kind of a date for a showcase. We need something. We need something. And if there's any time to do some kind of a major showcase, it's during a Nintendo Direct. We got to see something on this new console. I need to know what the thing is going to be. What is going to get me to go out of my way to buy this new console while also keeping my Switch? But like, you know, like what is the reason that I'm going to buy this console and not just keep my Switch? There's gotta be something. And if we know Nintendo, and we know that they messed up bad with the Wii U, they're never gonna let something like that happen again. They fumbled bad, it's never gonna be that serious again. I hope. Maybe they're cocky again, but we'll see what happens. So, regardless, it's time to see that new console. And we gotta see it now, because we're getting antsy, man. We're getting real antsy. Other than that, though, that just about wraps up all of my thoughts on this particular topic. Long story short, I would love for at least a couple of these things here to get looked at, announced, maybe touched up on. We'll see what happens. But for the most part, I'm not expecting anything. My expectations are actually generally pretty low when it comes to these things, so that I can, you know, I like to temper my expectations so that I can be, you know, surprised and happy when we do actually get some really, really cool and neat things announced at the Directs. So, and that usually always works out for me. I don't know how y'all operate during those things, but I like to temper my expectations. So, because, you know, we're not going to be happy about every single announcement every single time. It never works that way. It never has, it never will. But regardless, I'm passing the mic over to you guys, and I want you guys to tell me everything that you guys are thinking in the comment section below. Are you excited for this upcoming Direct? Do you think that it's going to happen really, really soon? Do you think that we're going to get anything that I talked about here announced? Or do you think that we're going to get the new Nintendo successor talked about at all during this Direct? Or am I absolutely delusional? They're not going to talk about anything. They're not even going to drop a Direct this month because they're still working on everything, and I am insane for asking for anything that I asked for on this list. Tell me everything that you guys are thinking in the comment section below, because you know for a fact that I'm always, always, always going to be done with you guys. But with that, yep, I missed entirely. It does appear to be skedaddle o'clock, so I'm going to go ahead and do just that. I would like to thank you guys ever so much for watching. I truly do hope you enjoyed. Do me the greatest favor of dropping a like and a comment, and consider subscribing for more content just like this here. And with that, I'm gonzo. Thanks again, hope you enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Do me the greatest favor of taking good ass care, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!